Hi, I'm Dr. Ron Miller, again of cashbasedphysicaltherapy.org, and I just wanted to take this time and answer a few questions that I've been receiving and to go over some basic business principles, because whether you realize this, whether you're contemplating starting a cash-based clinic or you already have one open but you're running into some hardships, you're not only a physiotherapist anymore. You're actually an entrepreneur. You're actually a small business owner. So we have to start thinking like one. And this is where you run into that concept. Well, everyone's talking about that business mindset. There's a reason that less than 10% of small businesses actually succeed. And I think the stats are, I think I saw a video, something like 5 to 10% of businesses actually get a return on their investment. So opening a business, being an entrepreneur, is truly one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. So it's not easy. If it was easy, everyone would be doing it. So what I want to go over in this video is just go over some basic concepts that I've been going over in my head, and I get a chance to answer some of the questions that some people have been asking me. Okay, so if we're getting into this business mindset, you have to think about, for example, let's think about the student loan debt that many PTs nowadays are having. We invest $100,000 to $150,000 in student loans to get our education. We come out starting out at making $50 an hour, or like $55,000 a year, or I've seen people start out as low as 35. So what's the return on our investment from our college education? Because many people ask me, well, should I take a loan out to start my practice? Which, honestly, I recommend you not taking a loan out from a bank to start your practice. The bank doesn't care about your business. All they care about is getting their money back plus interest. So you can't go into a cash-based clinic with a lot of overhead. You need to keep your overhead low, start out basic, keep it cheap, keep your overhead low, and then as you generate revenue and generate profit, then start investing into the business, getting extra equipment and stuff like that, and then you go. So I recommend not taking a business loan out to start your practice. I started my practice out with just $1,000 of my own money, and I started my practice that way. And as I grew, then I started to buying other equipment, expanding and growing like that. So I actually recommend you not to take a business loan out. We're already in enough student loan debt, so why go into more debt? Another question is, or what I think is the #1 limitation regarding a cash-based clinic, is fear of failure. You can't let failure stop you from attaining your goal or your dream, because let's face it, what's going to happen to outpatient physiotherapy in the future? I believe a cash-based clinic is going to be the future of outpatient physiotherapy. Now, if you're contemplating whether you want to open a cash-based clinic, or you've opened one already but you're struggling and you're going through hardships, you can't let the fear of failure stop you from pursuing your dream or pursuing your goals. Okay, you have to go about failure as a learning experience. It's not a hardship. It's just a inevitable task. When you're doing something great or you're attaining your dreams, you're always going to run into failure. You're always going to run into hardships. And there's 2 types of people, or 3 types of people, but either you view that hardship and you'll back away from it and turn the opposite direction, or you'll go push through that failure, learn from it, adapt, and keep pushing forward to attain your dreams. So you got to go about this with not having any regrets. You could be hesitant right now, and I really want to open a cash-based clinic, but I don't want, what if I fail? What if I don't make it? And if you let that failure stop you, you're never going to open that clinic up, and then you're going to have regrets 5, 10, and 20 years later. You're like, man, I should have opened that cash-based clinic whenever I had the chance. Worst case scenario, you fail and you won't have any regrets. At least you tried your best to open this up. Maybe it wasn't the right time, or maybe you just weren't able to complete this task, or certain things happen. But at least you won't have any regrets, and you'll be at least be able to go back and get a standard insurance-based job and stuff like that in standard healthcare. So as a worst case scenario, we'll still have a job. But if you let fear of failure stop you, you'll never attain your goal or even try to your goal, and then you may have regrets still. So I always look at it this, there's two ways, and my dog just walked in. Anyway, there's two ways to kind of go about this if you're thinking about opening a cash-based clinic. One, you can just jump off the cliff of small business like I did and start running and start working your ass off, and you'll fail multiple times and you'll get back up, learn from it, and fail again, and you'll get back up and keep pushing forward and fail again, and you'll learn from multiple failures and you'll continue to grow that way. And that's obviously a hard way, and that's kind of what I did. I always use the analogy that when I opened up, I jumped off the cliff of small business and I was drowning at first. And then I found a piece of wood to float on, and then I was paddling that way. Then I found a raft, and I kept on going. Now I was in a small boat, and now I'm in a big boat. I'm trying to get to the yacht. So you can use that approach of just jumping off the cliff of small business, working your ass off, keep working hard, keep failing and learning from it, and keep pushing forward, and you'll eventually succeed. Or what I recommend is to find a mentor. Find someone doing what you're doing and then model off of that. And that's the whole purpose of my one-on-one programs. My Business 101 and Marketing 101 is exactly what I did in my first year or two that set me up for success. And I got to a point where my caseload was full. I was fully packed, generating over $15,000 of revenue a month, and I was ready to expand. So you'll have my blueprint, exactly what I did, so you don't have to go through the hardship of failure and learning and going through the hard time that first year. That's the whole goal of my one-on-one programs. And my one-on-one program is set to make you from startup to go to generating over $10,000 to $15,000 a month of revenue. And in turn, that's your mentor. So there's two ways to go about it. You can either choose option one, which is perfectly fine, it's just harder, or find a mentor, and that's exactly what my one-on-one program is. Another thing is, or the final concept of what I want to go over is, you have to believe in physical therapy. You have to believe in what we're doing and the value that we can bring to our patients and to healthcare. If you truly believe in physical therapy and your product and what we're doing, this will carry you over any hardship. This will carry you to go past any failure. And believe me, there is going to be hardships regardless, whether you use the one-on-one program or not. I mean, it's inevitable. When you do something great or push yourself beyond your comfort zone, there are going to be times where you'll run into a hardship. But you have to believe in your product, you have to believe in yourself, and believe in physical therapy to push past any hardship you have. And when you do have trust, when you have faith, when you learn from your mistakes, and you truly believe in your product and in your business, then you'll continue to succeed and push through anything hard. So with this video, I hope that you learned a little bit. It gets you thinking about return on investments, startup capital. Do you believe in physical therapy? Whether you should take a business loan out at first or not. But I hope it gets you thinking a little bit, and it helps you in your progress of whether you're starting a cash-based clinic or thinking about it, or you have one open already but you're struggling with the business and some of the hardships of being an entrepreneur. If you have any questions, you can send me an email. I'm here to help, and thank you for your time.